At first, A Place Further Than the Universe may seem like your typical slice of life anime of cute girls doing cute things, but after you watch the first two episodes, you start realizing that there's so much more to it than just these girls going to Antarctica. It's about their relationships to the people around them, to old friends and to new ones, to their family, and most importantly of all, to themselves. As they go to Antarctica and as they travel alongside each other, they learn more about one another and about themselves. And I can't think of any episode that does this better than episode 5, Dear My Friend. It's really a standout episode that resonates with me. In this video, I'll be talking about why it's so special to me, and what about it exactly is great narrative-wise. We don't know a lot about Megumi besides the fact that she's pragmatic and acts as Kimari's anchor at times. She definitely has that big sister vibe from the very first episode, and her lack of growth is parallel to Kimari's development. While Kimari wants to go out, skip school, and have an adventure, she turns to Megumi and is shocked when her friend tells her to go ahead. I initially thought this was because that's just her personality, but after hearing her feelings about her relationship with Kimari in episode 5, I now see this action in a new light. Megumi was okay with Kimari skipping because she most likely knew she wouldn't go through with it. We also learn a couple of other things in this scene. Megumi herself never really goes anywhere without a plan. She's confident in knowing how Kimari thinks, and she doesn't really see the point of going on this adventure with Kimari. Their relationship is set up pretty well, and we can tell a lot just from this one interaction between them. Megumi's feelings towards Kimari's adventure also go directly against one of the show's biggest messages, to go into the unknown and explore things with others. As later episodes demonstrate, adventure rarely comes with a plan, at least with one that doesn't go wrong somehow. When Kimari ends up returning to school, she talks to Megumi about her fear of failure, something that she's had since she was a kid. Megumi tells her that's not necessarily a bad thing. Megumi is the familiar for Kimari, and as she grows more invested in her trip and develops relationships with the other girls, we see less of her. She appears as a supposed voice of reason and articulates Kimari's own fears about the trip. All of us have a friend like this, someone who's the mom or big sibling of the group that usually looks out for us, and we depend on them so much that we forget that they have their own lives and problems too. I'm usually that person in a relationship, and I sometimes wonder whether my other friends truly care, and what my role is when I need their support. And haven't all of us looked around and seen people, sometimes people we love and those close to us, running ahead and accomplishing things, and felt envious and just maybe that we were being abandoned for better friends and better things. In that sense, I sympathize with Megumi's resentment and her attempts to keep Kimari close to her, even though, of course, I don't condone them. Episode 5 for me is the best episode in the show at juxtaposing the unknown and the new with the familiar and the old. The girls are preparing to leave, and it's announced to everybody in Shirase and Kimari's school that they're leaving for Antarctica. Everybody congratulates them, smiles, applauds them, but in the audience, Megumi is the only one who distinctly has no expression on her face. As the date draws closer, Megumi tries to put doubts into Kimari's mind. "Don't push yourself too hard," she says. "If you fail, you'll only regret it more." This poke at Kimari's greatest insecurity is disguised as a concern, and Megumi is obviously disconcerted by Kimari's response, especially compared to her previous one. This time, Kimari isn't afraid of failure. She's not thinking about it anymore, and this new development bothers Megumi to the point that she cuts Kimari's visit short by tripping over the cable while they're playing a game which, ironically, is a game located in Antarctica and which is about matching pieces together that they used to play as kids. If they weren't so close, and if their relationship wasn't that of a big sister to a little one, Megumi's reaction would have been very different. Maybe she would have exploded at some point earlier than this episode and told Kimari how she felt about her leaving, but she's the type to hold it in. Like the well that Kimari builds in the first episode and in a flashback in the 5th one, Megumi is the one who puts the water in, but it's Kimari who breaks the wall and lets the water out. Like the water, Megumi's feelings erupt out of her in a scene that is one of my favorite anime scenes of all time. But the build up to this scene is also worth talking about. It's both sweet and tense. Halfway through the episode, Kimari and Megumi talk about Kimari's departure, and Megumi warns her that people are spreading rumors about her and that they think she's getting too full of herself. This is, of course, the classic "they think" when it really means what the speaker thinks. And the two are interrupted by Hinata and Shirase before they can really get the problem out. As soon as Hinata introduces herself, Megumi tries to leave, but Kimari pulls her back, and all 4 girls begin talking about the rumors. Megumi is timid, overshadowed by Hinata and Shirase in particular. Out of all the characters that are opposites in this show, I think Shirase and Megumi are the most different. The girls go to karaoke, and this time, Kimari forcefully drags Megumi with them. Unlike the first episode, she's taking control and making Megumi go on an adventure with her. In the karaoke room, Megumi genuinely bonds and has fun with the group. It's a bittersweet what could have been. What if it had been Megumi who had gone in the place of one of the girls and who had gone alongside them? After karaoke, Kimari talks to Megumi about her fear of failure again. But this time she recognizes, accepts, and has let it go. She's both physically and metaphorically walking ahead. The two stop to look at themselves in a mirror for a moment and reflect on their relationship. Kimari thanks Megumi for always being there for her and confesses that she hates clinging onto her and that it makes her feel worthless. Megumi is surprised again. This episode is just full of her being surprised by Kimari. When Kimari leaves, ready to go on her adventure, she's confronted one last time by her friend. They share the last talk they'll have before she leaves, and Megumi tells her, "I'm breaking up with you."
最初に南極に会った時に、なんで100万円持ってるって上級生が知ってた？母親がなんで南極行くってお前が言うより先に知ってた？なんで？私以外にないだろ！とっとと気づいてお前が激怒してそうなるんだろうなって思ってた。いつだろうって。なんで？でもお前も南極たちも全然バカみたいに気づかないで。なんで？知らねえよ！最初にお前が南極に行くって言った時、なんでこんなに腹が立つんだって思った。昔から決まりが何かする時は私に絶対相談してたのにって。嘘、待って。嫌な思いさせて悪かった。謝る。ごめんなさい。昨日決まりに言われてやっと気づいた。くっついて歩いているのは決まりじゃなくて私なんだって。決まりに頼られて相談されて呆れて面倒見るようなふりして偉そうな態度とって、そうしてないと何もなかったんだよ、私には。自分に何もなかったから決まりにも何も持たせたくなかったんだ。ダメなのは決まりじゃない、私だ。ここじゃないところに向かわなきゃいけないのは私なんだよ。だからずっと忘れない言葉よりじゃあな。めぐちゃん、一緒に行こう。どこに？南極！バカ言うなよ。やっと一歩踏み出そうとしてるんだぞ。お前のいない世界に。
Everything about this scene hits the right notes, from the music to the way their tears are animated to the way their voices break. It all comes together to form one of the most impactful moments in the show. Megumi's speech to Kimari complements the pieces the show has given us visually and narratively. She mirrors Kimari's feelings of insecurity and dependence in their relationship and the feeling of being worthless. Just as Kimari is going to a place without her, she tells her that she's taking her first step into a world without Kimari. And Kimari does the best thing. She rejects their breakup. After watching this episode for the first time, I was conflicted about this decision. Is continuing this relationship in which both people feel like they're worthless without the other worth it? Isn't it toxic, and wouldn't it be better for the two to spend time apart to reevaluate whether their relationship can be salvaged? Then I realized that was exactly what they were doing. Their friendship is evolving as they discover themselves without each other, and this is the first step in what I'm sure will be a more positive friendship, where neither of them will feel worthless. To start something new doesn't mean discarding everything else, and a place further than the universe recognizes that. Everyone is different from how they were a month or a year ago, and I think Episode 5 acknowledges the potential in our relationships to start anew and break free of the habit and unhealthy cycles we're stuck in. I appreciate that the show took time to remember that a large part, if not all of us, is created from the ripples other people have made in our lives. Thank you for watching my video, and go watch the show if you haven't already. I'll see you next time.